we make a new video, I'll just be like this. Oop, there it is. Oh, live stream. Oh, here we go. Hey, peaceful greetings. Islam. Yes, definitely got it. Peaceful greetings. How are y'all? I am Sean Alim L. Pardon me, brother Sean Alim L. One of the 5 astro magnificent bros from the 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm, and I am here with my bro, Living Master, and I'll let him introduce himself.
You are hilarious, brother Brady Cardell. You're hilarious. Hey, you actually pointed the right way too, man, when you just did that. That's exactly where I am, right? Namaste, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at northwest of Mexham. How are you? Let's do this, man, on this Intuition Moon Day.
Yeah, we're about to get right into it, and this is a curveball for the people because we're not really going over 12 charts today. I figured out, it's closing out December. Everyone's like, ooh, new year, new me, and all that.
That's what they think. Well, at least
that's what they think, but we just get right on into it. So, I'm gonna start out with I got a couple articles that I'm gonna read from RV Bay, and we'll get right on into this thing. So let me, without further ado, let me put that back on so we can be focused.
I'll go and do my thing right now.
All right, so share. Here we go, right here. Come on. Kind of move us down some, hit a full screen. All right, here we go. We're just going to start out. So we're at RV Bay Publications, and we're at the Holy Days page. All right, so this page is a compilation of various information and articles posted over the years as positive perspectives in regards to holidays or holy days and celestial vibrations, which give rise to celebrations. Yo, Mother Ross has some bars right there, yo.
Bars. Shout out to Mother Ross Mariah B-Bay, Islam.
Said she giving y'all positive perspectives in regards to holidays or holy days and celestial vibrations would give rise to celebration. What? Get out of here.
Celestial vibrations. Yes. Islam.
Islam. So we posted them here because we often add new articles and postings in an effort to make them all easier to find instead of hunting for them on the What's New page. And so we don't have to repost all of them on the front page every year. Feel that. Work harder, not smarter. They are all eternally relative. We trust you will enjoy them as positive perspectives and truths of information that is not commonly or typically shared. That should be bold and huge print. Commonly or typically shared.
Wow.
All right, so why is Friday a holy day? Because Friday is the day on which man was formed in flesh, and it was on Friday when he departed out of flesh. Question 22 and answer 23 from the 101 questionnaire. Still wondering why and how? All humans were formed in their mother's womb, thus formed in flesh. All humans depart out of their mother's womb, thus departed out of flesh. Still asking, why Friday? The mother and mother energy is represented by the planet Venus, which rises in the eastern sky, eastern star. Venus rules over Friday. Friday is called Viernes in Latin, Spanish, the name for Friday, the name for Venus. So in conclusion, the day of mother who rises in the morning, what they'll say morning, and heralds at night is Venus. Venus is she, and she rules Friday, thus the holy day. And if you look here, you can go through the different days of the strong, for those that like to say days of the week, right? And, you can get you a little lesson right there. Or you can go to Astrology Street and get your little ones to get brushed upon that as well. So, get right into it. So, right here, bam, we do not celebrate quote unquote Christmas from a commercial point of view, but we celebrate the winter solstice relative to the stations of the sun and how they lead to victory for all. See Chapter 1, The Creation and Fall of Man from Circle 7, Holy Quran, Divinely Prepared by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right, and we got that actually right there when you click that article. creation and fall of man. So let's see. We're gonna get into that. Let's see. I want to read through that. Yeah, let's give it to them. All right, let's see. Yeah, they can read that for themselves, and we'll read this little article. Make sure you just click it. Boom. Watch what happens. All you gotta do is click. There's some positive clickbait that you could read. Click here for education regarding Christmas. Like I said, you can read this for yourself regarding what the event that just occurred yesterday. So definitely read into that if you would like. Let's see. That's that one. And once again, we're going all this on that. So we're going to go to the fiscal new year. So here we go. Let's go. Here I go. People, non-statutory, are increasingly saying, quote unquote, happy fiscal new year, as opposed to happy new year. This means they are qualifying the statement and making the distinctions which ultimately speak for themselves. All right, so once again, click here for Educational New Year. Boom, it takes you to this page, right? So before we go to that page, we're gonna read additional information in regards to the quote unquote new year. We've always known that January is the fiscal new year for corporations, wherein they count up the year-end finances while giving you the W-2 to recount chores. We know it is not. We know it is not. We know it is not the natural or nature's new year by obvious respect. Look again. We just found that in the historical recordings, according to a European journalist, Glenn Beck, who quotes records in a preacher's sermon wherein he shares that January 1st, 1808 is the day that the slave trade was officially abolished. He also said it ought to be set apart every year as a day of united thanks for that, and we ought to tell the children that documented truth. In the scriptures, Peter 2, chapter 2, degree 2, minute 23, verse 23. Quote, and through covetousness they shall with vain words make merchandise of you, end quote.
Whoa. Read that again.
Jesus Christ.
And through covetousness they shall with vain words make merchandise of you.
So with vain words making merchandise of you, this is why people think that they need to have a license to be behind the wheel pertaining to an automobile or a land conveyance, right? Do you really need that? However, again, you're making merchandise of your mothers and brothers, your sisters and fathers, right? And that's what's happening. I know it's gonna take time for us to wean off of it. However, we need to get to it expeditiously. Yes, we do need to automate, like expressed in the Celestine prophecy. Automation needs to happen. There's more than enough things that have been manufactured that we do not need to continue making merchandise of one another via the Federal Reserve System, especially when you're not a Federal Reserve agent, making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank via the diverse instrumentalities, i.e. ATM machines, banks, bank accounts, cash registers. I yield, bro. That's interesting. That again is Peter 2:23. Muy interesante. I yield.
All right. So the above applies to those who are cash cows for corporations. However, when you have a group of people who are suffering from unconscious incompetence, mental slavery, they will not see even that which is right before them. When y'all was sharing that Usher video, watch this. Yeah, you need to read this right here and think. Which is right before them, not hidden, although referred to as quote unquote hidden in plain sight. This brings to mind an occasion in court wherein the magistrate, who falsely calls himself a judge, said, and we quote, just because the Constitution was established, which abolished slavery, does not mean we can't have slavery, end quote. This was said in 2006. Wowzers. It is clear that slavery has turned into a bureaucratic slavery.
Yeah, bureaucratized
Slavery. One who has no will of their own or knowledge of themselves for themselves is a slave. Once again, we're not talking down, guys. We're, when you throw it in the air, when you lean with it, rock with it, we're snapping you out of that to, because we got a lot of things to fix. So let's fix this. It is what it is. For those who have been through, understood the other side, and or now who are looking to uplift, we know what it takes and what it's been through. So, won't you come along and study with me and my bros, my friends, right? So we're going to go right here. We're going to read this PDF because me and a bro was just actually conversing on how Saturn is about to be in the astrological area once again.
Yeah, especially for tomorrow, guys, or next day, this Tuesday coming, you guys will be able to tune in, and possibly even next Tuesday, where we assist in, in something being set up for the people to have a little bit more workshop-based platform. However, starting off with tomorrow, as some will call it, or we like to say next day, office hours with Dr. G from 8. Alrighty, 8 post-meridian Eastern, or 2000 hours Eastern. Alrighty, this Tuesday. So that's next day, or what some will call tomorrow, until about 10 post-meridian, or 10:30 post-meridian, which is 2200 hours, or 2200 hours to 2230 minutes. So maybe about 2 to 2.5 hours, guys. And we have a treat for you. All right. The title is True and Faithful Astrology and Civics. And I'll mention that again before we yield. All right. However, I'm not interrupting. My bro is going in on this PDF on rvbaypublications.com, the holiday, holy day page. And I yield to you, bro. It's long.
It's long. You can download this free. We won't charge you 300 notes for it. All right. So
for 1 hour of Zoom, oh, I was expecting to waste my 300 on an hour of Zoom. Darn.
Wah.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Here we go. Acknowledging Nature's New Year. 2011 Christian calendar year, 1431 Moorish calendar year. How did you fare? Did you reap enough to sustain you through winter? Saturn has unleashed you from its rings regarding your personal retribution to go through the cycle again, retribute, pardon me. That is why the energy of Saturn is referred to as Father Time, as these cycles of your lessons are in your time. Saturn's energy is also referred to as Kronos, who ate his children and spit them out. And that is what is happening to us all right now, being brought back to recontribute for our own retribution justice. Saturn's energy, which rules Capricorn and co-rules Aquarius, exalted in Libra, the scales, add that in there, rules over discipline, law, and order, and the governing principles. Those governing principles starts with you. Oh, yes. Yep, with you. Yeah. Take your finger and point right at you. Yes, you. Law, length, angle, and width is in regards to the dimensions of the angles of light surrounding you. Saturn has been referred to as Satan, woogie boogie, which is referred to.
For real. Boogie woogie nigger. Boogie woogie. Let me stop.
Boogie boogie. Which is referred as the devil. Woo.
I know, right?
That man's underground watching me, making me do stuff. Which is, oh man, I wish you could have heard the birds out there chirping. It sounded like they was laughing. That's so funny.
It's love.
It's like,
They probably were.
They're like, yo, you funny, yo. You funny.
We're that in tune with nature, where the birds are laughing at what we say. Okay, I yield, bro. It's long.
It's long. So right, here we go. Saturn has been referred to as Satan, which is referred to as the devil. And we all know, I'm going to put a quote in, if you don't know, now you know, the only devil is one's lower self-activity, which lived in you If the devil is a liar, man is a liar, as the devil is a shadow, dark reflection of one's lower self. For further reference on higher lower self, read chapter 3 of the Circle 7 Holy Quran, divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, which you can buy from RB Bay. So no matter how you reference it, it's all about you. You know, hashtag Tupac song. It's all about you.
Hold on. Hashtag Maya and Cisco. It's all about me. Okay, I'll stop. Go ahead. It's all about you.
One time. Right? If you find yourself saying, I can't help it, the devil made me do it, then you are saying,
yeah. Why are you celebrating fiscal new year? The devil made me do it. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, go ahead. That was hilarious, though. God, that was hilarious. Go ahead. I yield, bro.
So, then you are saying, I do not know myself. Therefore, I do not recognize my own areas of darkness, nor can I therefore ever attend to them or bend those inclinations to better. Thus giving relevance to the old age directive of quote unquote, man, know thyself, quote unquote, study, study, study. And when you have studied well and you would ask me what to study next, I will reply, study yourself, end quote, Noble Drew Ali. So once again, get your mirror session. You can get one of 3. And then at some point, you'll be able to get a special, another kind of mirror reading that we're not going to drop, but it's coming,
bro. I can't wait till we put that together, man. I'm trying to tell you, the people are going to they're going to really appreciate that we get that though. Once we drop it, you know what I mean? I yield, bro. It's long.
Mm-hmm. So, as you feel these buddings of manifestation, you may begin to overstand, while you have been warned to be careful of what you think, of what you say, and of what you ask for, as you will receive it, and it shall be done. Now, at this time of the new year, springing forth are the seeds that have been germinating in the hidden waters of Pisces throughout the winter, which include your seeds of thought, which are being rammed to earth as physical manifestation, Aries the ram. Your seeds of thought will begin to bear its fruit. That's right. What you think, what you do is coming to manifestation. Even unto those who are unconscious of this reality, don't think it's from somewhere else or someone else or from someone else. Yes, that ain't bringing them games. Yeah.
Oh.
So it is your thoughts that create your reality. It is your thoughts that create your reality. It is your thoughts that create your reality.
Wow.
What has been seemingly dormant under the Piscean waters are springing forth for the new year, spring. This is also the symbolism of or pattern of the astrology wheel in regards to Pisces, the ending and the beginning, the waters of the womb. In the Gnostic teachings, they refer to Pisces as Sophia, the mother, wherein the waters of the womb swell, the new birth child comes forth. Saturn has unleashed you for another cycle of retribution. The recontributions that you make to self and society are inclusive of the beings you bring forth from the womb. The womb of the mind creates all physical manifestations. All right, so I think that's the end of it. Weekly classes are given by those who divinely honor Noble Drew Ali's life works as sufficient unto solving the problems, social, political, economic, divine, and inherent of the Aboriginal and Indigenous people of the world, with particular emphasis on those in North America, Northwest Mexico, Northwest Africa, the heart of civilization on this planet Earth, Terra, and also the universal hub, according to CMA.
It's long because actually at the end of the day, it's like, every Tuesday, I think it's Principles of Nationality in Action on Blog Talk Radio for Moor's Heritage and History School. So it's blogtalkradio.com/MHHS-eyes wide open. So that you guys can see that. So there's a lot going on Tuesday. You know, we have the Jurisprudence Gym Tuesday, office hours with Dr. G, as well as Principles of Nationality in Action. However, you will see 7 Heel Star in Jurisprudence Gym every Tuesday and Thursday. Also, this particular Tuesday, which is next day after today, you will see us on Office Hours with Dr. G. And also, too, guys, you can, those of you, if you were like me, I would have like, okay, it's too much going on. Well, not too much, but there's so much going on Tuesday. So I would have like something that's one platform and another platform, and I'll be playing them simultaneously. That's just kind of, that's what Brother Hassan does. It's all good, guys. So yeah, that's what's actually going on, and that's the weekly classes there. And I know sometimes you guys think, well, why are you saying so much about other people? And it's like, you guys got something going on. I mean, we are really serious about our Moorish community, and really, getting rid of that whole Me Too culture of like, just support us. Look, we're going to get what we're going to get because we're sincere, period. So we're going to have what it is that we need. And the people know what they want to support. So it is what it is. However, we're going to put it out there, even though, do these other platforms promote us? No, not really. I mean, Office Hours with Dr. G is definitely, we've been having quite a few people come from Dr. Naila's suggestions to speak with us. I'm pretty sure the people are happy, because we're not trying to get in their purse or their vagina. All right. So, they're getting the things that they need, they're getting immediate answers. People that are having serious issues, we're making sure that we're pointing them in the right direction for their remedy. However, they got to make sure that they're serious about their studies, because what Seven Hill Star isn't going to do is put documents and paperwork together for you when there's clear instructions, not only from RB-Bay Publications, but also within the Jurisprudence Gym. However, if you're Moorish American, we're Moorish American. That's who we actually cater to first and foremost. However, you can take your documentation and your headings that you have being Moorish American. However, you can exercise at the Jurisprudence Gym to get what you need necessary, and then incorporate that into your Moorish headed documents. All righty, so that you can be able to free yourself from being accused or presumed to be a federal agent under contract, making an oath, and having a certified statement that you've autographed saying that you're going to utilize your property for more than 50% of the time doing trade or business, which is performing functions of public office at the pleasure of the governor. You don't have those things in order, then that's what you're rehabilitating from, period. It's not just, oh, I know the more stuff and I believe this, and then I'm going to do it this way. Forget Prophet Noble Dryly. He's just a stepping stone. Thank the brother. Cool. Let me dap you up, but I'm going to go do my own thing. Okay. You're an idiot, respectfully. And for those people that get offended when I say idiot, you really got to work on your emotional control issues. All righty. Because if you don't know that idiot is someone who may never gain the knowledge of their nativity and isn't really expected to either. According to Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, I'm not calling you an idiot to insult you. I'm calling you an idiot because that's what you're displaying, right? I'm always open for correction. I always want people to never believe what I'm saying. You or any of my brothers, challenge it. And when you prove it right, upon challenging it, teach your loved ones and share with us anything we could have possibly missed. All right. We're always open and growing, because we know that we are adept students forever. All righty. I yield the floor to you, Brother Sean.
Islam, quote, I am a universal prophet. I came to you, Moors, because you need me the most. End quote. Prophet Noble Drive. So the hedges and highway come on. Take your place amongst the affairs of men. Mind. All right, so that was there. So now we're gonna move to the Phi School New Year page.
Yay!
And then after that, I'll let Bro go in on his little portion. Yeah. And then we'll end it out with some astrology, a little bit of astrology. Like I said, we're not doing no 12 charts today, so this is a curveball.
Even though we are going to do some astrology, we just not going around the globe. We're not hitting on all 12 zones from Aries to Pisces. However, go ahead, bro.
All right, so here we go. Why people are more openly acknowledging and making the distinction that January 1st is the quote Phi School New Year, not the New Year. So many are now acknowledging December 31st as the ending of and eve of the fiscal new year, January 1st, the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. The seemingly increased consciousness of making the distinction of saying happy fiscal new year is because the people, the masses, have recognized this. They have proof on their pay stubs, as it says year ending, and that the year ending is December 31st, the fiscal year ending. Upon recognizing it for what it is, they also recognize that if they are a product of nature, and we all are, coming from a womb, and if we are not acknowledging nature's new year, which is in the spring, we are simply out of harmony with nature and ourselves. January 1st is not the time to make resolutions to be brought forth with universal energies of regeneration. Once again, not. And with this Mercury retrograde, it's really a reason for not. Already on top of it being not. So this doesn't mean you can't invoke change and new things at any time you want. However, for the purposes of collectively attenuating rebirth or resurrecting energies in harmony with the universe and nature's vibration, this simply is not it. It is possible then we may see as indicated in nature and as it is written in ancient scripture to let nature show the way. Nature is not having a new year right now. It will occur in harmony with nature in the spring on March 21st, lasting for 3 days as the spring or vernal equinox, which brings in the season of spring, or of Verna, Vernise, Brites, Venus, Isis, Aphrodite, or any name you may have read about or adopted that represents the feminine and creative energy of fertility. Up until May 23rd or so, it is the entirety of the spring. In the spring, Aries, Earth will begin springing forth with the new growth from the Earth. No need to worry, you can actually see this with your own eyes as evidence of proof. Thus, we are being fooled, slacking, and giving energy to those who have been identified as subjects or corporations that are absolutely not interested, because the only thing they are interested in is the fiscal new year. That means it is all about not only counting their fiat profit and losses, but taxing you to ensure they get a portion of yours. Simply put, naturally, they had to devise a way to find out what you have, and of course you subscribe to it and support it every year, thinking it is law. They even have procedures and protocols, such as you have 3 years to submit income tax reports. After you have missed 3 years, they will start writing to you and sending you threatening notes, at the same time suggesting it is best to avoid quote unquote tax court, because there
Jesus, Bruce Lee, Christ.
There is no such thing as tax court. The Supreme Court has already determined that the 16th Amendment did not give Congress any additional taxing power. The 16th Amendment is what they utilize to support taxing people. Worrying about the henchmen. They send the henchmen to get you because you signed an agreement that instructs them to come back and collect from you next year and every year thereafter. And if you act as if you are not willing to honor it, well, then rather than stomp their feet like a child who doesn't get their way, they become assertive, aggressive, and quite frankly, overbearing. The problem is you probably did not know that the form of forms you signed is an adhesive contract. This is why
it's definitely an adhesion contract. Hold on, let me just go. It's definitely an adhesion contract. And 9 times out of 10, it's unconscionable because it's probably just only your autograph on that document. Because what you're actually doing is you are submitting your property, whether it's your time, your thinking, your writings. You're submitting this property to the state of corporation, which is headed by the commander-in-chief, the chief executive officer, which is the substitute bay termed governor. All righty. So that's what you're doing. You're saying, hey, I want to be a federal agent under you. So here, acquire my property through this registration and this application and registration. Now you have an acquisition. Now, stop doing that. I yield.
It's fine. This is why there are laws of contracts, such as full disclosure, to protect you. Now ask yourself this question. Did they give you full disclosure? Let me answer for you. Let me speed track the little small still voice in your head. No. Full disclosure. So what's going on? You know, what's happening? You know, we ain't talking about rerunning the show, but we're going to rerun this truth so you get it. This is the period when corporations, and people who are acting as officers of the corporation are counting their finances that the people have given throughout the fiscal year. And while those reports are being generated, they usually take a vacation in the Bahamas or to some other tropical resort. Wouldn't that be good if we can take some trip to the Bahamas or some other tropical resort? You know, wouldn't that be real good? If all of the financial reports have not been handled in before they leave, which gives them some kind of idea what their finances look like for the fiscal year end, then when they return to the office from such vacation, they will work on collection and dissimulation and more appropriation, or rather inappropriation of funds. This comes to you, the general public, as income tax returns, or rather forms for income tax returns that must be processed. And of course, there are additional fees to process them. I take it for granted that one knows that quote unquote income means profit. I'm going to send her that message too on that. Profit from an investment. And this is why lawfully your labor wages are not income. Unless, of course, you're a corporation or a corporate person, then whatever you did not need to operate with is taxed. For example, you needed much of it for food, clothing, shelter, etc. You know, all the line items on your income tax report that you get quote unquote credit for. If you have
highlight where you are, bro.
You like where I'm at?
Yeah, highlight where you are just real quick. Just drag your mouse and show where you are real quick. Perfecto. Islam. Do your thing, bro.
All right. So get that. So if you have any additional, then they tax you on it. As mentioned earlier, they use the 16th Amendment as their support to tax rape you. Yet the Supreme Court has already ruled that the 16th Amendment did not give Congress any new taxing power. Read the book, quote unquote, Confused About Taxes for greater clarity on the tax issue. So once again, make sure you get your books. But hey, there is some good news, guys. We're not just gonna beat you down. We're gonna open your eyes to the truth. And we're like, well, what can we do about this? So good news. If you recognize that your labor wages are not income in the first place, which is a lawful fact and standing, not an opinion, then you wouldn't have to involve yourself or worry about all that. And you would feel free, at least to that end. So, hey, what about Social Security? Another tax. Oh, man, hold on, let me go back. Suddenly, here we go. I was trying to get that highlighted. Here we go. Another tax, of which now in some states, corporations, they take out the disability and unemployment under the same deduction. If you have to collect unemployment, they ask you the question if they can tax it again. Absolute ludicrism if one says yes, as it is already taxed. In fact, it is the tax, which was collected for the purpose of why you are collecting it, sickness, unemployment, etc. The good thing is, at least they ask you. If you say yes and agree, well, that is extra in their income, not yours. However, if one does say yes, it is only because they are not aware. My favorite ancient saying applies, which is, my people suffer from a lack of knowledge, as well as the Roman maxim, if they can be fooled, let them.
Ooh, Jesus, Bruce Christ.
So it has already been declared years back that it is highly likely those who are under 50 at that time will not receive Social Security benefits because there would be no finances to distribute. Here we are looking at come to fruition. Many people are aware that they are not going to get Social Security benefits, and they still allow for such deductions from their wage checks. Duh, I think I figured it out. It is training, very close to brainwashing, actually. We should say brain dirtying, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely brain dirtying, because washing
dirtying
happens when you start to know these concepts like sincere, true and faithful Moors like myself and my brothers at Seven Hill Star. That's why we're the only, and I'm saying this confidently, we're the only sincere, true and faithful Moorish American internationally certified professional astrologers. We're not just only astrologers, we're AstroCivicians. All righty. So we completely are dealing with astrology and civics. And we don't care that your ears make you think in your brain that we're being offensive. Get over yourself. We're not here to offend anyone. We tell the truth and you get offended by that, your brain is still dirty. You need a brainwashing. All righty. You all right, baby? All right. I yield, bro.
All right. So besides, the best Social Security is people, non-statutory, taking care of their elders themselves. I know now it's difficult because most of us are mentally and or emotionally ill and unstable and have lived out our lives that way.
Jesus, read that.
Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ.
Read that again.
Besides, the best Social Security is people, non-statutory, taking care of their elders themselves. I know now it is difficult because most of us are mentally and or emotionally ill and unstable and have lived out our lives that way. Many of us have grown to be elders with disorders that have gone untreated. Therefore, it makes it very difficult sometimes to live with each other. So you have some elders in old folks' home because no one cares, and others because no one can care. They're impossible to deal with or live with. All of this is our cultural deficiency, and yet will forever remain as our responsibility. A lot of this is as a result of the conquest intent. We really do need to go back to the mindsets of our ancestors. There are only a few left that hold civilization principles. If we don't get to them and record what their parents said or distinctly passed down, we may forever be lost and ripe for the tricking. This is not the time when nature takes stock of all that is deemed to be regenerated and counted for. So why let others do that to you? And the fall, quote unquote, you reap what you have sown, and you storehouse the residuals, right? During the winter, you germinate just as seeds germinate under the ground. The winter is a time when not much grows, nothing is popping up new in the earth. As well, leaves which have fallen go back into the ground and act as fertilizer to the earth. In the spring, the earth springs forth with new growth, right? Well, that is the new year. It is celebrated during the spring equinox, or what is also called the vernal equinox. Most people actually are celebrated in Easter masses when they say the Son of Man rose again, right? Once again, check out the Veritas presentation because Seven Hill Star been told you long ago. You just didn't want to listen, or it didn't come in the form that you wanted to hear it. So you rejected it because it's like, oh, I didn't expect the truth to come like that. So since it didn't come Gucci bag wrapped up with diamonds, 100K, I don't want it. Okay.
Yeah, it is. And when you guys go to look for that Veritas playlist, and it's actually 13 videos, but it would say 14 because the last video actually is a two-parter. It said, I think the title is Prophet Noble Drali and Veritas. And we actually kind of just, we pull the covers completely, right, in assistance to Prophet Noble Drali to show you how all your dogma belief systems are organized and established based on the astrology as seen here from the North Gate. and it is both tropic and sidereal. All right. So, and we've already done 13 videos on that. And like I said, the last video is a 2-parter. So it looks like 14 videos in that playlist, guys. Like we've done the work and we're continuing to do the work. So just subscribe to 7 Hills Star. Alrighty, onto our YouTube page as well as Astrology Street YouTube page, and share it with your loved ones, seriously, and tell them to subscribe also, guys. You know, we're not like, come on, we got to get us to 1,000 subscribers. Now we're at 1,000, get us to 1,500, you know what I'm saying, all of those things or whatever. But it is what it is, bro. Go and do your thing, broski doski. I yield. Islam.
I'm trying to share. I'm just going to read this real quick, where it's highlighted. The ritual services of the established church for Sundays have been mystically arranged. The gospel, for instance, of Christmas Day, the 25th of December, has no reference to the birth of the Savior, whereas on the Epiphany, or Old Christmas Day, the gospel relates the birth of Christ as recorded by Matthew.
Zoom on in on that thing.
Zoom in on that thing so everybody can read better.
Exactly, for real, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus, birthday Christ.
Yeah, I just wanted to insert that part in real quick because I highlighted it. But yes, has no reference. So let's cut that chords for that, right? Pertaining to Christmas, which is the Epiphany, which once again, you go study the Word Talks presentations, you will see that we've been told you this, with love. This is like no hate or attack. This is, we're lovingly giving you the truth so that you can lovingly uplift yourself and others so that we can end this shit. Period. So I'm going to stop that share and I'm going to come back to my screen, which will get us back to RB Bay. Bam.
You're doing excellent, by the way, bro. Do your thing. I am enjoying this. I'm a part of it, and I'm sitting back like, this is amazing, bro. I'm enjoying this so much. I yield, bro. Islam.
All right. So, right. So when they say the Son of Man rose again, so let's look at that. The winter solstice, Christmas, is about the sun being born, the birth of Christ, right? During the winter solstice, the sun in the sky seems to be dormant for approximately 3 days. Then it shoots off and begins to travel again. See about Christmas on this site. They say this is the birthday of Christ. Note, the same cosmic activity in regards to the earth and the sun happens in the summer, known as the summer solstice. After the winter, the sun moves to the spring, Aries, and is at its exaltation. What are you doing, baby? Huh? Man, get your wet paws off me. I. Look at that, bro. You see it? The sign? It's Deux.
Whoa. That's when you said wet paws. I was like, wow, man, that is a beautiful puppy there. Is that like a pit bull, bro? Is that a Kobe?
Yeah. Oh.
It's a Kobe pit.
Hold on. Can you see?
Yes, I can see I see the puppy. Is that a Kobe pit though? Oh, it's a couple of puppies.
Oh, eat the puppy babies.
Oh, yo, you got one cinnamon, one with the bluish gray, bro. Hold on.
One's like a little darker tan than the other one.
It's Dr. Naila. Hold on 1 second.
Did y'all go outside?
Peaceful greetings, beloved. I just wanted to let you know in advance we're live on YouTube right now. But you can speak to me if you like.
Yeah, I was just trying to get this straight. Okay, I'll have to wait. All right.
No, it's all good. I mean, if you want, like, we'll be done very soon or whatever. But if you're looking at it right now, you see the email though, right?
Oh yes. Did y'all go outside?
That I sent.
No, I was working on the promo, and I was going to read it to you, but you're on your YouTube channel.
Right, yeah, 7 Hills Star right now. Like, we're going in right now, and then we're going to do a couple of charts. And we already told the people once that we're doing office hours with Dr. G for Tuesday, and we gave them the time and said that you will grace us with an extra half an hour if the people need to ask questions or things like that. And like I said, when we're done this, I will call you immediately to listen to all of it. I mean, if you want, you can read it right now for the people. I got you on speaker. You don't want to read it? Oh, okay. All righty. I should be done in about 45 minutes tops, because all we got to do is go over this fiscal new year thing. I do my presentation on Janus and Janus worship for January 1st. And then we're going to go over a few charts, and I'll be calling you right back. All right. Islam, mother. Peace and love. All right. Hey, guys. Dr. G. Dr.
This has been a 7 Hill Star break from the commercial. Now we're
I know, right, man? Those, hey, man, was that a cinnamon and a like blue-gray puppy, man?
One was like a darker tan, the other one's like a lighter tan.
Bro, they look hard. They had the white stripe. The one that was darker had the white stripe down the middle of the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
They some hard pit bull puppies. Them joints look super hard, bro. And guess what? You know who came in here with me while we're doing the live, right? You just laid down.
Diesel.
Man, Diesel is right here. Just like literally, if I turned around, I had my feet on him, man. Like, it's amazing.
The $1, baby.
I know, right? I know. It's, we call it Diesel Buppy. He's a big puppy, right? However, bro,
they gonna be huge, yo.
Finishing up. What'd you say?
They gonna be big, yo. They already walking like this. Like, yeah, what's up? I'm like 8 weeks, but I'm like huge.
Yeah, I saw them pause. Once I saw that, I was like, oh yeah. Was one a girl, one a boy?
Oh, they sister. They sister.
Oh, they both girls. Okay. Got you. Oh, that's love, man. That's mega love. For sure.
All right, let's see. Where's we at? Known as summer solstice. All right, here we go. Click that. So after the winter, the sun moves to the spring, Aries, and is at its exaltation, which I think is 19 degrees exactly. Aries is the exaltation sign. It should be 19 degrees for the degree pertaining to the exaltation of the sun. Let's see. It is not home yet because the height of the sun and the home of the sun is in the summer as it relates to the seasonal earth. However, as the sun rises in the spring and rises daily in the east, it is moving towards the summer, then the fall, the winter, and spring again as a cycle. As it rises in the east daily, it is looking at mid-morning, high noon, midday, and then night. Same sequence, different application. When the sun is at its exaltation in the spring, it brings a new year with new growth. Just as daily, it brings a new day with new possibilities. Word to brother R, every day is a new level, right?
Islam.
This cosmic vibration is celebrated as Easter or Astarte. In fact, the Nicene Council met around 781. Was that before Christ?
Yeah, so, if it says BC before Christ, BCE before Common Era.
Before Common Era. Got it. Their second meeting to determine when they would celebrate the passing over of the sun and moon in the cosmos, which marks the spring. Which we already know they can't determine shit. And make sure, you check out that Brother Taj video, the Constantinople Creed. I know he went in on that before.
The Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed. Yeah.
It's for Christianity.
Absolutely. I yield, bro.
Bunny rabbits, which are very fertile, and chicken eggs, which indicate the core of growth, are used as symbols of this time of fertility of the earth. Everyone knows bunny rabbits don't lay eggs. Bunny
rabbits don't lay chicken eggs. All right, I yield, bro.
Note, the sun does not move around the earth moves around the sun. Therefore, this is being explained as it relates to the earth for simplicity. It is your prerogative, this ain't no Bobby Brown here, to enter into and to do. Ow! Okay, go ahead. I yield, bro. Right, to in regards to any and all matters. However, it is important that you stop thinking things are something that they are not. That is the premise of fraud. The point is that you know what things are and what things are not, and that you act above a minor mind. We all must stop making a fool of ourselves and of nature due to lack of knowledge. by making and allowing false claims against ourselves and against nature. In this case, we are not just calling, but we are celebrating the fiscal new year as the new year. And to add insult to injury, most of us ignore nature's new year.
Man, there it go. There it go. Uh-oh. That's it, man. I mean, you can't drop it any hotter than that. Any hotter than that, man, things will evaporate just by being in the presence of your reading there pertaining to the erudition published via RV Bay Publications.com. All righty, guys. So I think this is the portion where I'm about to go in on that Janus worship, because you see the title, right? The title says Intuition Monday, Janus Worshippers New Year's. Why would Brother Hassan say that? What, Brother Sean, how dare you title it? Why are we saying that? I yield though, bro. If you got anything else to finish up, bro, I yield.
I had something to say from Worry Ties, but I think that was plenty enough. I'm gonna let you.
You sure? You got what you want to say for Worry Ties, man? What do you want to say?
Well,
man?
while you go in, I'm gonna search for it. So,
all right, sweet. That's cool then. And then after that, guys, I'm gonna do these charts, going on these charts, and then I'm gonna get back on the phone with Dr. G so I can hear what the promotion is gonna be, guys. Because like all of us, Dr. G, myself, Brother Sean, and the bros, we're all going to be putting it out there, to see all of us. All righty. On this Tuesday evening on office hours with Dr. G, right? So I guess I'll finish just sending, I'm just posting here, guys, in Instagram's DM here. You ready to go out, Diesel Measel? I'm opening the door for you, baby. Here you go. Get the door for you. There you go. Jesus. As soon as he hears like plastic or utensil or chewing, he's like, hold on, I'm entitled to some of that. You already know how I be, bro. So with that being said, let me actually go. What'd you say, bro?
Oh, I found it, the loot section in Worry Ties. That's where it speaks on the Arc Royales and the whole New Year's and all that. So once again,
you want to do that real quick? Go ahead, man, before I go in on this Janus. Janus, because I can do it. You just let me know, bro, because I can go in on this Janus worship. Because my part is literally, like we said, my little portion. It really is it's very short. You know what I mean? I just want to just show you guys. It's Janus worship, right? Hey, it's so funny. That's the page that has the Albion version of the Orishas. That's interesting. Yeah, down there at the bottom of the page, right? Yeah, right side of the page. Yeah, that's the Orishas. However, it's in the... See, people, let me tell you something about us. We know that knowledge is a dual-edged sword, and we got our hands on the handle. So we know how to take what most people like, oh no, it's so-called white people faces, and we are going to reject that. Shut your idiotic self up. We know how to actually bring out the wisdom in what we're actually seeing right there without seeming like we're downing the Aboriginal indigenous olive tone, copper toned beings, the mothers and fathers of civilization. However, at the same time, I'm never in a position pertaining to disrespecting our Albion sons and daughters. Alrighty, those with the olive shade, the copper tone, we are the mothers and fathers pertaining to civilization, period. That's it, that's all. However, since we did these experiments and hard-headedly kept things going past what our plans actually were in harmony with nature, now, as we have, there's child support. That child support is making sure you're still having the principles and being loving. Alrighty, when it comes to our Albion sons and daughters, period. I don't care what you Negro, Black, colored minded people think. Alrighty, when actually Negro or Black deals with the pale skin, actually, but for some reason, some of you olive shade, copper tone people want to take on names and principles that delude to slavery. And it's like at the end of the day, stop that. Alrighty, and be kind to that which you probably were a part of in the past life. And now you're trying to sit here and get rid of your responsibility. All right. So we need to do what we need to do in uplifting fallen humanity and fix our our things, fix our economic, social, and social, economic, and political situations by endeavoring to enforce these principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I yield to you, bro. Islam.
Come on, I'm gonna just go down real quick. The deluge, commencing with Aries, begins with sunrise and daylight in the north. Then, as interpreted in describing creation, it is day darkness to the gods. There are various arcs. Aura, altar, or ark of the covenant. The brilliant of Arma culminates, say, with Algothi. The brilliance of Hercules, when they united, they become the ark of strength. Ark of bulrushes, as stated, the same Hebrew word denotes the ark of Noah. Circle arc or ark in heaven. Capricornus, royal ark or firmament, summer solstice. So it says aura is both ark and altar. Altar is a square block or cube, the cube of the royal ark companions and the pedestal of the ordinary masons. Moses was placed by his mother Cassiopeia in a little snuggery ark, distinctly though wrongly called Aum. I don't know why I said that for that reason. Aum.
Well, that is let's see. That is, if I'm not mistaken, that is.
I'm trying to. It's like right there on the tip of my tongue. What it is.
I think Toph is the end of it, and it's not. Is that Toph? What is that? Cuff? Is that like Teket? Oh, Tibet. That might be. Is that Beth? Is that Tibet? Which is like Tibet. However, if you was to go to the Ibri, and so that makes me think, is that saying that's Ta, Beth, Ta? In the Ibri? Because it says, which means a box or coffer and not a cradle. Tibet cannot, by any known construction, be rendered a floating object. So that's, see the T, the B, and the T again. That's what that is, even though it's read from right to left, the Ibri, or termed falsely Hebrew, but it's coming from the Heber. All right, Hebrew comes from Heber, Heber, which denotes planet or wandering celestial body. So Tibet, right, like where you see the Dalai Lama, Tibet. So it says Tibet, right? That's Taf, Beth, Taf. All righty, so that's what you see there. I might have to double check that. So you're good, man. I'm just going to double check my Ibri, because it's funny how I can read Ibri and Greek. And it's like, I don't know why. It's like my brain's hardwired for it. I don't even know how. But again, it's probably just me remembering stuff. Honestly, I yield, bro. Islam.
Yeah, I yield on that too. I just want to give that little part. So once again, we're bringing the whole look at them to what's inside you. I mean, that's all we're literally trying to show you. Stop your devil worship, which is idol worship, not you.
Islam, bro. I think I was correct. Man, I was correct, bro.
That's why we call you living master, bro.
Bruce Lee Christ. I was still correct. I was like, is that Tibet? And even when I saw it written on my head, I'm thinking like, yo, that is so Tibet, bro. Like, because again, you guys might not agree with this. However, the pastor at New Creation Church of Singapore, Joseph Prince, is so didactic with his lessons that when he went over Ibri, or termed the Hebrew alphabet, I comprehended a few things. So yeah, it's definitely Taf, which is here. Here's Taf, or some would say Sa, right? Taf. There's Bet, so some would say Bet, and then back to Taf, which gives you t, right? So that's that's so funny, man. That is so funny. But yes, the Ibri alphabet: Aleph, Bet or Vet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Het, Tet, Yod, Kaf, or Chaf, some people would say. Final Chaf, Lamed, Mem, final Mem, Noon, final Noon, Samech. Some people will say Samech, but it's Samech, because when the CH is right, so Samech, right? Ain, Pei or Fei, some would say final Pei or Fei. Thadi, right? Thadi, right? Kind of like that with a list type of tongue to teeth, or dontal, right? Tongue and dontal, or lingual dontal combination. Thadi, final Thadi, Kof, Resh, Shin, or Sin, Taf, and Thaf, right? And then it also has the diacritics there, which are similar to being able to know how things are syllabicated with vowel sounds. So yeah, man, it's funny that I actually recognize that. I'm like, and then still reading along, still said to Beth. I was like, holy snap, is that really, Taf, Beth, Taf? But okay, it completely is. However, so let's go.
That's why we call you Living Master.
Man, you are hilarious, man. You guys you're so funny. Man, it is what it is, bro. It's like, wowzers, weezers, woozers. It's like, I really remembered that. And it's like, but I like to kind of stay in my studies anyway and keep refreshing my mind or whatever.
Indeed.
However, it is what it is. Wow, my son is still logged in on this when he was doing his edits. Let's see. So Janus, why am I calling it Janus worship? Well, just typing in Janus worship as a way, that's all I did. I just Googled Janus worship and look, change of God. Look at that. Or God of change. Depends on what you're doing, right? Hence, Janus was worshipped at the beginning of the harvest and planting times, as well as at marriages, deaths, and other beginnings, right? What kind of beginning is this? Oh, the fiscal new year. So this is Janus worship. He represented the middle ground between barbarism and civilization. That sounds like some hateful stuff to the mothers and fathers of civilization, because without the Berbers, as they would say, there would be no civilization, right? Rural and urban space, youth, and adulthood, right? So it's very interesting because it's dealing with, a two-headed, see that two-headed image there from Britannica? So that's two faces, or bifrontus, or bifronts. Let me say that, bifronts. And that's what's actually behind Brother Sean. You see, it's bifronts, right? So if I was to do Janus worship, right? Or matter of fact, let's just go back. Let's hit images and let's see if we can find. See, it's two faces, right? A God who can, so-called God, a so-called calling upon, who can see forward and back. It's funny, the one that said Janus with key and cock looks like something from Veritas, right? And that's a rooster right there, the cock that they're saying that's standing there. Anyway, so I don't know nobody want to turn that, but pause. Yeah, okay. So with that, boom, shakalaka, Janus bifrones. And I like that too, because I was like, look, man, it looks like a Federal Reserve note. I'm talking about the fiscal year. So I was like, yep, this is the one we're going to put on there too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like so funny. But Janus, which is where you get the term January from, right? Bifrones, two faces, right? By two fronts, like fronts, two faces, all right? So yeah, don't call somebody two-faced. Be like, you're such a Janus bifrones. That's so funny, right? And you'll be politically correct. However, that's just my piece on that, man. Let's get to this astrology. That's all I wanted to really show from my portion, right?
So now we got Karens and Januses.
Don't be a Karen and don't be a Janus bifrones. Yo, bro, Islam.
Wow, I can't wait to send y'all this other chart. Man, I ain't even started looking at 2023, yo. 1443, it's gonna be that Venus retrograde, boy.
Wowzers. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun, bro. And I gotta do the new calendar anyway, so to speak. And I gotta sit here and actually design it and move some emojis. So I might have to do some photoshopping or whatever. I was kind of thinking about, I can still do the calendar. I can still do it because it's just fun to have and unique to do, and creating our own, pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll do that. It's just, geez, it just takes some time, but I think I'm gonna do that all in what they call the Gregorian January, right? So that's what I'll do there and have that ready very soon. However, I yield to you, bro. Islam, I'm still doing my shares.
Let me make sure I hit that. Come on. Get back to the screen share.
Close this thing on now.
Hi.
ahead, I yield, bro.
You can wake up all by yourself. Let me see you wake up. Yeah. Let me see you wake yourself up.
Study.
Grab a book and study. Study.
For real, man. That's
Here
how
we go.
serious it is.
Here we go. All right, so we got this East Coast here. So we got Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, for the fiscal quote unquote New Year, right, guys? So we've got we have a Venus rule chart here. Venus is, ruling over this chart here. So let me actually at 6 degrees, 25 minutes. So and I know with that, let me come back. Let's give you guys that. Let's see, Libra 6 degrees is degree of birds, aviation, goiter. All right, so we've got Venus ruling this chart. Venus is ruling from the 4th. All right, so looking at this, look, guys, we got Venus conjunct Pluto. Let's see, 27 degrees is the exaltation of Mars, 26 is land and farming, 24 is governmental authority and music, if I'm correct.
Wow, it's 20. I think 28 cap is Mars' exaltation.
Yes, pardon me. 27 is hair. Yeah.
Got you, Islam.
All right, so yeah, guys, this will be for the East Coast, which once we get to the other charts, we'll really see that Venus will be ruling all. So we're relating to our status. So it is very much important to really take a look at the status. And we look at the people, we will look at Luna. Luna's in Aries at 23 degrees. And I think the 23 degrees Aries, let me look to be certain, as philosophy. All right, so yeah, I think the collective for this so-called for the new year, which is the fiscal new year, will be having a brainwashing coming to their philosophy on life, and it's in the 7th house. So it's relating. Venus is a relating. So yeah, we're relating our status and our values and how we can transform those, because Venus is also ruling over the 8th house here. So guys, and it's conjunct, like I said, Pluto and Mercury. So for one, Seven Hill Star will be taking those apology vouchers in advance. And also, I just see a lot of like apologies, a lot of conversations to be had. Mercury will be retrograde. So that is internal status, while Venus and Pluto are direct. And exact is 1 degree, 14 minutes. So that's a 6. So yeah, we're really changing the home. Venus is in the 4th. So securing the home, because Venus, they would say, oh, she's restricted in Capricorn, when really it's able to relate to any strictures or limitations to improve oneself for the long term. And let's see, yeah, Mercury ain't too far off spirit. So this is a revamping, a replanning. Like I said, status. So relating with others. So once again, Seven Hill Star, shout out to the Jurisprudence Gym and others that are truly and sincerely doing their due diligence to uplift fallen humanity. And we got Sun conjunct Faces as well. Sun is at the degree of history. So once again, this is going back to the ancient mindset of your foremothers and forefathers, so that now we can take what has. So this is, folks are finally going to start realizing that that whole slave ship Africa was bullshit, and that all the beings they looked up to in the past, it's them, it's our people. So the disconnect here is really going to start dwindling down. Venus is ruling this chart, and I think we said it was in what, Saturn terms. So let me hit that back real quick.
Yeah, Mars terms for Venus.
Mars, yes, Mars terms. So Mars is in the 9th. So you're reflecting on the higher wisdom and learning that you have gotten or will receive. So for the whole new year, it's going to be a lot of apologies, a lot of, opening up to information that one might have rejected, so that now you can have these healing when it comes to your spiritual intuitions, and when you're meeting people, or, non-statutory, when I say that, You're meeting beings that can assist you with contracts if one has not, once again, learned about contracts. And the moon is in Mars terms. So, wow. Yeah, communications and really reflecting on what one has learned and when one hasn't learned. The truth that has been told and the truth that hasn't been told.
Man, to add to
With
your
that, I'll yield
wisdom.
to Bro take over for this one.
Yeah, just to add to your wisdom, just to look at how actively people are going to actively possess or take hold, grasp, alrighty, actively some infrastructure in the home which brings balance. And of course, you're going to have to just kind of go back in your mind and go within and communicate those things that you've been actually holding on to. This is not the time to actually hold on to things. Yes, puppy. What? I'm going to pet you. This is not the time to actually just hold on to things. It's interesting too, as I'm about to talk about Jupiter, which I think would be like the final term, you know, ruler over everything, actually, because even Mercury there is in, if I'm not mistaken, is in Saturn terms, right? And then we found out where Saturn was. Saturn's in Mars terms. And like, where's Mars? Mars is in Jupiter's terms, right? So when we're looking at these things, because the terms, like contracts, terms in a contract is what masters, you know, the placement, right? So really the charts master would be Mercury. However, when looking in to track that down, the terms that they're in, and we will look at terms and conditions like contract, we will look at terms and aspects, right? Which is the same things. You're welcome for those of you that never know that before, because we know it's a lot of people that, especially it's so funny how the sons that we come across, whether they're Moor sons or Albion sons, are really diligent in their studies. It's very few mothers that actually allow themselves to humble their ego and really go to study sincerely. But a lot of times you have different mothers that watch us that still want to have their own astrology platforms. And we've invited them to come and just, why don't you just get certified by us? Because we're Moorish Americans. You see what I'm saying? We can put you through our intensive workshop. And then that way you can show that you know what you're really talking about, along with it being tied in with, you know, the Cycle 7 Holy Koran and the 101 questions for Moorish Americans. Because that's the only way you can be a sincere astrologer. If you're not seeing the combination between the divinely prepared literature that Prophet Noble Ali has brought and what CM Bay has brought pertaining to your Moorish Zodiac Constitution, Clock of Destiny Book 1 and Book 2, then you're actually living a lie. You're playing yourself. You're only halfway there. Just because you can weave someone else's hair in your hair and show some cleavage doesn't mean that you're qualified to do astrology or tarot. You can't really even do tarot unless you sincerely know astrology. And if you don't sincerely know astrology, like I just outlined, that's actually the definition of a charlatan, which I just described, which could never be anyone associated with Second Heel Star, actually, like especially those of us that are certified. All right. So with that being said, guys, you got to make sure that book, right? Libro, right? Libro, liber, right? That's book. So with Venus there, bringing about that which is beautiful and balanced, ruling not only the first house, Venus is actually ruling over the 8th house too. So guys, what you're going to do when you go to possess this, make sure the values and how you relate things to people are really moving towards your collective destiny in life. Make the sudden changes necessary in your values, therefore possessing a structure, grabbing hold of some infrastructure that you need to bring on home, all righty, and really make sure that you're being creative in how you're disciplining yourself astrologically to bring that balance and communicate that internally, as well as have that internal communication exude outwardly, thus allowing a correction. Correction is the key word for Mars retrograde in Gemini, and correct those thoughts that you have within you and that you share amongst others. And with that, I yield the floor. Brother Sean, if we can, let's look at the other three, right? Because I know we have it for the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, Chicago Corporation, Illinois State Republic, and Los Angeles Corporation, California State Republic, where you guys can see in what we're just covering here, just at the North Gate pertaining to a Mexim for this portion, right? We just want you guys to be able to see these three charts, all righty, all together. So you guys can actually see Baltimore, near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic will be the inner wheel. The middle wheel will be the Chicago Corporation, Illinois State Republic, and the outer wheel will be the Los Angeles Corporation, California State Republic. Is that possible, bro, for you to do that? Looky, Astro Cookie.
You said you wanted
all three. We can do all three.
Bam.
Yeah. Because it's going to basically, things are going to be pretty much the same. It's interesting though, guys, because what I wanted to show you here, this is how you be at 3 places at one time, right? This is time traveling. And it's very interesting how the moon near the Baltimore Corporation is at 23 degrees, right? Aries, 28 minutes. The moon near the Chicago Corporation, Illinois State Republic is 24 degrees, 1 minute. So that's just 29 minutes later. What'd you say, bro? Okay, I thought you said something. And then near the Los Angeles Corporation, California State Republic, you have moon at 25 degrees, 6 minutes in Aries. This is all taking place too in the second lunar mansion, just so you guys are extra clear on that also. I think even the moon for, I don't think it's in the third lunar mansion just yet for the California State Republic. But guys, you see Venus is ruling for all midnights, all right, because we know that midnight for near the Baltimore Corporation is actually 11 p.m. or 2300 hours for the Chicago Corporation, which is still technically 9 o'clock post meridian or 2100 hours for the California State Republic. So I just wanted to realize that's why you're seeing 3 different, because you're seeing 3 different 12 p.m.s that are occurring, and that's why the moon is in different places. The actual ascendant is in different places also, as you can see for the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. The ascendant is at 6 degrees, Libra, 25 minutes. However, for the Chicago Corporation, Illinois State Republic, it's at 9 degrees, Libra, 24 minutes. And then for the Los Angeles Corporation, California State Republic, it's at 9 degrees, 40 minutes for the ascendant. The midheaven, of course, too, is different. You see that the midheaven actually is at 7 degrees, Cancer, 20 minutes. Look at that, 7:20. Oh, we can't make this up. 7:20. All righty, for the midheaven for near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. The midheaven for the Illinois State Republic from the Chicago Corporation's perspective, midheaven is at 11 degrees, Cancer, 2 minutes. And for the, if I'm not mistaken, that's interesting how that's 11, man. And then for the Los Angeles Corporation, California State Republic, 10 degrees, Cancer, 33 minutes. So just guys, what we're actually showing you here overall, right? If we just look at the moon is in the 7th house, the collective 7th house, ruling over the status pertaining to the people, the overall collective, and how they stand and how they present themselves to their peers, to the general non-statutory public, that is. However, the sun, where it is actually in Capricorn, as you can see for the Baltimore Corporation, I think that's 928. Then it goes to 931 for near the Chicago Corporation, then 936 for near the Los Angeles Corporation. The sun is actually ruling over the 11th house. So guys, we're bringing a light here on how to share that which comes from our standing, pouring out that knowledge necessary to the hearts of the people, to the inner child, as well as making sure what is really being possessed is a regal attitude, a regal countenance, therefore Regulus being there in the 11th house. However, in Virgo means that the king must serve the people, or it also means that the people have what it is that they need to have the full knowledge and knowing that they are the ones that actually have the power and rule over those that have sworn an oath of office while taking a contract to be either a president, governor, mayor, county executive, or anything else that is a chief or commander in chief, whether on the overall so-called federal level in the White House, the state level in the State House, the county level in the county house or county building, and on the municipal level for the cities as far as the mayor. So again, if you look at like one nesting doll inside of a nesting doll inside of a nesting doll inside of a larger nesting doll, again, you would have the smaller one being the municipal commander in chief, who commands the Policy enforcers, term police, that would be your mayors on the municipal city level. The county executive will be the one that actually is over the county sheriff and or county police. That would be the county executive, would be the commander-in-chief over them. The state commander-in-chief, the substitute bay, termed contemporarily governor, is the commander-in-chief for the military when they are there near whatever, state of corporation. And again, the state of is really only the seat where the substitute bay places their hind parts. All right, that's the only state there. That doesn't sound like a standing though. The state means standing. That sounds like a sitting. All right. And then on the said quote unquote federal level, the much larger level of overseeing all the states would be the chief, the commander-in-chief, termed the presiding officer for the executive branch, because it's all executive. That's why on the county level, it's a county executive. They would be the commander-in-chief over the military also. So you guys should find from this and us going in this presentation pertaining to the fiscal new year, that in order for you to really be celebrating what you think is the new year, what you're actually saying is that you are a federal agent that has a contract, an oath of office, and a sworn certified statement, so to speak. You have a certified statement with your autograph saying that you are utilizing your life's energy and property for more than 50% of the time and using that to do trade or business, which is actually performing functions pertaining to public office at the pleasure of the governor. And you can go and research yourself what I'm just saying there. Shout out to those at the Jurisprudence Gym. Shout out to Malika, Sunny, and Keith, who will also be joining us Tuesday for office hours with Dr. G, what you call tomorrow evening. We'll just say the next night. They'll be joining us also to share their wisdom there pertaining to civics, and them sharing there, bringing even more to, our eyes as we go even further into things we were already researching when it comes to the United States codes. We are actually seeing that even in Title 26 United States Code 7701, lowercase h, to capital C, lowercase I, or lowercase Roman numeral 1. So 26 USC 7701 H 2C1. You will see exactly what I'm saying, and you will see, and I will quote Keith L. Hotep, as his name is, at the Jurisprudence Gym. The certification is false. I'm not licensed and I don't give a fuck. Like, that's, guys, you got to come to the Jurisprudence Gym and really see this. However, when you come, I'm letting you know now, don't get your ass handed to you by being a crybaby whiner seeking to have your hand held. Because this is a venue where you are saying you're coming there to stand on your own square. All trolls and infiltrators will be kindly kicked in the ass spiritually, and you will feel it. Or you'll be blocked from it. I guarantee you, because Mother Malika does not play. So with that being said, guys, just make sure what you're doing here when you are bringing to light those things where the people are realizing that their sovereignty is that which is a birthright, not something written by some assholes who have an agenda to try to make some sovereign citizen stuff a label for people that are really recognizing that they are the ones that rule and control those that have a contract and an oath of office to uphold the Constitution against all violators, foreign and domestic. And with that, I yield the floor, bro. Any last comments, questions, and or suggestions from you, beloved brother?
Nah, I'm all good here, broski. That was great.
Islam. Let me go and check the chat here just one good time before I finish. Who we got in the chat here? The Pothead Tarot Reader. All righty, that's an interesting handle there. Laws of Admiralty. Oh, interesting. Mother Malika says, "Oh, my people taking care of their own community." Wow, that's true logic and reason. Yo, the pothead tarot reader. That's interesting because again, like I said, there's no disrespect. However, you can't really be a sincere tarot reader unless you are really in alignment with your Moor zodiac constitution. If you think it's just some pocket group that's saying something, is like you're gonna really miss out on what it is. You're gonna miss out on what it is that you think that you have there, because you do not have what it is that you need. So don't be offended. We're just letting you know what it really is. All right. So with that being said, however, the pothead tarot reader says the pineal gland is the key to true consciousness. I've been listening to nothing but sacral chakra music this month at 432 hertz. Interessante. That's interesting. I will say you're on the right path, right? However, to sincerely be adept, you must respect and honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that your days are long upon the earth land. However, you continue being sincere, you'll actually get to what it is that we're saying without being offended by the words that I'm saying. And again, I'm not attacking anyone. All righty. This is just experience, especially within these past 8 years. Alrighty, and really forcing myself to really see things not how I want to, but according to instruction, without saying who made this and who is Prophet Noble. I don't get into that. I go, all right, what's this? This is what you say? Let me read these instructions. And the more I went to see what it was and went through the test of time, so to speak, it's like, all right, this is really what it is. But I appreciate your interaction, the pothead tarot reader. Right, they're speaking on Nimrod. That's interesting also because a lot of times that's pushed as someone who was ancestrally in love with his mother, kind of had an Oedipus complex. However, when you go into Veritas, you'll actually see that everything in the Bible is never really existed in time at all. It's all astromasonics. The Bible is an astromasonic book, technically. And because there are the first chapters 2 through 19 in the Holy Koran, divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Ali. Those are the 18 years that are missing from the Bible pertaining to Jesus's life. So with that being said, even that we can analyze with Veritas and the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. I never, ever, ever, ever speak from belief. Ever. So I know a lot of people when they've been socially trained and engineered that when they see people with fezzes and they think it's religious, that they immediately try to put it under belief. However, we always unapologetically give people access to the books that we have by inviting you to Prophet Noble Ali University. And we do it for free. So you can go to Seven Hill Star on Instagram or Astrology Street, our Astrology Street, I think, on Instagram. Actually, and just click the link tree. And when you click the link tree in our bio, click Prophet Noble Ali University. I freely give people access all the time because, people want to, because people got this Me Too thing and they want to feel like they got something to, I got this from these brothers. I ain't going to tell nobody. I'm going to hide it. Imagine if we were like that. We probably wouldn't meet the people that we meet all the time because we're actually giving based on our culture. Our culture tells us to give. Actually, it is Moorish culture to give gifts. Remember, they weren't 3 dumbasses. They were 3 wise men for those of you that are worshiping baby Jesus Day. So if you're doing it that way, just remember this. How did the 3 wise men who weren't 3 dumbasses, how did they find baby Jesus? Well, in that anthropomorphic tale, they were astromasonically finding them. So Jesus, Bruce Lee, Christ, Mary and Joseph, and all the animals in the nativity scene. So anyway, continuing here, Pothead Tarot Reader says, their B-Day, which is actually your mother's birthday, because it's the day that your mother gave it, will be your solar return. However, is 12/31/1989, Life Path 7, going to watch all you guys' videos. Cool, excellent. Thank you for watching us because we are the only real tarot reader that I know of is Brother Sean Leno. Why? Because he's declared and proclaimed his nationality. So, and I'm not talking about U.S. nationality. That's some bullshit. Shout out to Keith again on that one. All righty. And this is according to your ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset. It's just that Prophet Noble Ali was the one to remind us. He's not a stepping stone, though. So make sure you respect the fact that he is who he say he is. And when you break down the word prophet, which is a thought of the law manifested in flesh, or the thought pertaining to all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac manifested in flesh, that's a prophet. noble, all-knowing, Drew, truth, Ali, master. So thought pertaining to all balance, law pertaining to the zodiac, manifested in flesh, all-knowing, truth, master is what a prophet noble Drew Ali is. All right, for you guys to get it. However, that was according to the religious affidavit to be able to protect you and your possessions while you come back to the knowledge pertaining to your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that your days are long upon the earth land. Again, this has nothing to do with belief. I've seen a lot of people come across more science, try to be more conscious, try to be slick, and then they end up hurting themselves, and then they kind of lose their mind. So I'm warning you guys in advance. When you put your hand to the gospel plow, don't let it go. Continue to sincerely study, because sincerity will bring you into it further. Other than that, you're going to just look at it like some bad magic. And that's not what it is. It's a divine and national movement within you and without you. All righty. So to continue with that, Peace Islam says, peaceful strength, our peaceful greetings to you. And the Pothead Tarot Reader, thank you so much, because by you sharing here, and again, we're not seeking to embarrass anyone. I have to tell the truth. All righty. And I know telling the truth isn't popular, and sometimes it's taken as offensive speech. It's not that. I want better for all of my brothers and mothers, period. All right. So with that being said, Mother Malika says the sun does move over the face of the earth, right? It says that in Genesis, right? Yaya, she gives 3 star and crescents there. Mother Carmisha says Islam Moors. The Pothead Tarot Reader says, what about Portland, Oregon? What about that corporation? No, I'm kidding. I know what you were saying, but we just chose those 3 charts to just give a rough near to where on the earth you have what is called energy centers. And those energy centers that are on the earth dealing with the different ley lines on the planet, actually, which is where you have major so-called roads and cities. That's what we really wanted to just touch on. However, I'm pretty sure with that being, the Portland Corporation, Oregon State Republic, that's still kind of West coasting. It would probably generally still have Libra on the rise also. But that's why we just had those things there so you guys can see, just even if you go from East Coast to West Coast, nothing's really changing too much as far as at that time, right? Or what happens at 12, right? 12 midnight for the East Coast, 12 midnight Central, 12 midnight for Pacific. So you guys can actually see that. And then Janelle Blashfield says, peace, Islam, and peace and greetings to you and your consort, to Mother Janelle. And guys, we like to thank you, all right? And thank you for, being patient with us and our maturation as we continue to grow. However, always remember that we at Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm, we are not going to lie to you. However, I do have to do the screen share here, just one click of the screen share. And I'm glad Mother Malika, she may still be here also. Guys, on the next day, like I said, interesante. Let me actually do this real quick. Let me go and find that photo first so you guys can just see it. I don't have to go and search through the photo and things of that nature, right? Okay, yeah, I know I stopped it, all right? Let's go back here and let me actually bring it up for you, right? And come back here and share the screen. And I want you guys to come and check us out tomorrow night, with air quotes, right? This next evening, this Tuesday evening, right? On a Mars day during the Mars hour, right? You guys will not only see I and my brothers, right? Slide me and Brother Sean to the side real quick. You will actually see, all right? And this is funny, the chart that's behind there is for when office hours of Dr. G goes live. All right, and you will see Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm. We will all be there, and we're going to do true and faithful astrology and civics. The first portion of that class, of that presentation tomorrow, is going to be Brother R. Muaba Bey, Mother Malika, and our beloved son, in whom well please, Keith L. Hotep, right? And I want them to actually speak on, because a lot of people that call Dr. G have issues with mortgages and rent and being kicked out. And then also people have issues with their children being taken. However, I'm letting you know, and I'm gonna warn you in advance, we at Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm, right? We do not, and that's, as you can see, Brother Sean, Brother Corey, myself, Brother R, and Brother Terrell, We don't care about your crybaby stories. And I'm going to tell you who else doesn't care about your crybaby stories. Mother Malika and our beloved son, Keith. They do not care about your sob stories. And they don't care at all. Because what this is about is being able to stand on your square firmly and defend yourself. So this is what you guys are going to see happen, quote unquote, tomorrow night on Office Hours of Dr. G. It's going to happen at 2000 hours Eastern, guys. All righty. So it's going to be about, and she already said, as you heard, guys, when she called too, you know, so I'm about to wrap this up, get on the phone with Dr. G to actually hear how the promo is going to go. And what we're going to do, we're going to make sure, and this is out to you, Malika, and to Keith also. We're going to, once she sends us the link for StreamYard, it's not going to be Zoom, it's going to be StreamYard. However, it's going to be on the House of Reawakening Minds YouTube channel. But I will send you guys the StreamYard, my brothers, Malika. I know you'll have Sunny there, and she's more than welcome to be there also with you and share. You know, and like I said, I would just like for within the first 45 minutes to an hour, you guys get in on the civics. And then the last 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to go in on astrology. However, the reason why I want it to be 45 minutes for the civics, 45 minutes for the astrology, it can leave about a half an hour, alrighty, or so for people to ask questions and they can get their questions answered. However, I'm pretty sure Mother Malika is going to tell you to come on over to the Jurisprudence Gym at lawfulliving.com. And she has it as a website as well as an app on your Apple App Store or your Google Play. All righty. And you guys also know when it comes to the astrology, you guys can make sure that you are signing up for our email list at 7healstar.com. Schedule your Mirror Astro Literacy sessions. Brother Sean, Brother Corey, and Brother Terrell are all certified to do the Mirror Astro Literacy sessions. Brother Ara, his contribution in civics, he is still and lovingly completing his workshop intensive. All righty, to have his astrology certification complete also. However, the other one who is certified that we will back is Senior Jackson Bay. I know there was a brother that you guys formerly seen with us. We no longer support his activity with our certification. All right, so he's on his own. So with that being said, and I'm just being honest, not being mean or separatist here. So with that being said, guys, I want you to tune in next day because this is a merging pertaining to the communities, not a corporate merge. This is a non-statutory, non-corporate, non-commercial merge here. However, we're going to introduce to the Moorish community that is usually there viewing Dr. G's presentations and bringing you guys into what it is that we do, being Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm. And we are also jurisprudence gymnasts. All righty, we love being on the trapeze, getting ourselves easily out of the traps that are these adhesion contracts or unconscionable contracts, as people are under the pressure, the presumption and assumption that they are district, federal, or which is district means bank, right? So instead of District of Columbia, it's Bank of Columbia. So you guys are not federal agencies or employees of the district federal game that is actually going on. So you guys have to remember that you are the Fresh Prince and all public servants are Jeffrey. So make sure they iron your tux for prom, right? Because they're trying to fuck you, but you're going to say no. Prom, right? Promiscuous night. That's what prom night is. Don't get mad at me. I know. Oh no, my daughter's got prom this year. Yeah, make sure you tell your daughters and your sons that prom is short for promiscuous night, period. I don't care what you say, right? However, what we're saying is don't get fucked by unconscionable contracting, respectfully. However, we will make sure that most of the things you hear on Seven Hill Star, because you might have a more superhero out there who's probably, incarcerated. We don't subscribe to them. We won't even tell you guys to go to those people because we recognize that we follow instructions appropriately as on rvbaypublications.com. So you guys that are Moorish Americans, you go through rvbaypublications.com to get your documentation done, to get your IDs, to get those things. You can choose other Moors to go to. Good luck with that. All righty, let's stick with what actually has been working. I and my brothers do so. All righty. So shout out again to Mother Ross Mariah V-Bay and those that assist her with the administration there pertaining to RVBayPublications.com. However, again, guys, office hours with Dr. G tomorrow evening, quote unquote, right? Checking on out is going to happen from 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, or 2000 hours to 2200 hours. However, Dr. G said she'll give us another extra half an hour just in case people need a little more room to ask questions or things of that nature. So you might get a 2 to 2.5 hour presentation next day. Are there any questions, comments, and or suggestions? I still see it's 8 people here in the live chat, guys. What is it that you have on your mind? Talk to us. Any questions, comments, and or suggestions? And I'd like to thank you all again who all participated. The Pothead Tarot Reader, Mother Malika, Peaceful Strength L, Mother Yaya, Mother Carmisha, and Mother Janelle. We thank you all so much for joining us, as well as I'm pretty sure Mother Janelle's consort is there also. And so gratitude for you viewing. No more questions, comments, and or suggestions. This is where my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased, right, is going to do the outro. And guys, just look forward to these, I'm about to give you the host, bro. Look forward to these advertisements for leading up for tomorrow, guys. You will not at all be disappointed, alrighty? I just want to make sure that you guys have exactly what it is that you need, and full disclosure to what's actually taking place next day. So no more questions, comments, and or suggestions, but I can say thank you to you all for interacting with us in the chat, and thank you for learning to love the truth, learning to love instead of hate, all righty, so that you can be able to get that which we're saying to you without being offended, all righty. And I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Sean Alim L. Islam.
Indeed, gratitude, bro. Gratitude to everybody commenting. Yep, and just catch us tomorrow and Wednesday. So they got 3 days in a row of us.
Oh yeah, well, you already know we're actually on Zoom like every day. It's like Sunday is AstroCivics Sunday, Monday is Intuition Monday, Tuesdays we're in the Jurisprudence Gym with Mother Malika, Sonny, Keith, Bobby, Rich Mang, McReal, Samaya, Am Woman. Who else am I forgetting? Joe, Dean, Mary, Tabitha, Aza. I can't list all 80 beings that are usually there, but I'm listing those that normally speak up and share and aren't afraid. AIM, right? Who else, man? Am I forgetting anyone else that normally speaks up, right? Alexander from near the Maryland State Republic calls himself Dr. Dix, but that's Dix like Dixon, right? We're not being vulgar, but yeah, Alexander, shout out to him because he's asking pretty cool questions, which allows me to show off my Maryland research a lot. However, guys, you would love the Jurisprudence Gym. Again, it's not for trolls. Because I'm telling you how you think Brother Hassan and Southern Hill Star don't play. Mm-hmm. Say some dumb shit on Malika's platform. Boy, spank that ass. I'm trying to tell you, boy, they gonna get spanked in the spirit. I'm trying to y'all don't fuck around there. Trying to tell you now. Alrighty, bro. Any no more questions, comments, and suggestions, bro. Close this on out. Braveheart. Close this out, bro.
All right, yeah, Southern Hill Star, we are out. Y'all enjoy the rest of your moon day, and we will see you tomorrow.